Hey there guys, welcome to my blind playthrough of Ghostwire Tokyo. So, I'm kind of excited for this game because it is designed by Tango Gameworks, the same developers that made the Evil Within series, which is one of my most cherished and most memorable series ever. It is honestly one of the greatest survival horror series ever made. Evil Within 1 was phenomenal, Evil Within 2... The combat wasn't the best in Evil Within 2, but the story and the stealth was fun. And I love the character of Sebastian Castellanos. I love all the characters in the Evil Within series. Yeah, that game series is truly legendary, and I would honestly consider the Evil Within 1 to be better than Resident Evil 4. And Shinji Mikami is, of course, at the head of Tango Gameworks, and I don't know how much input he provided for Ghostwire Tokyo, but all I know is if he is involved, then most likely Ghostwire Tokyo will definitely be above average. I'm not going to immediately say, oh, it's going to be the best game ever because it's an open world game, and through my experiences with Dying Light 2 and that shit open world game, Dying Light 2 has definitely caused me to hate open world games a little bit more, or at least be more reluctant to play these open world games. But hopefully it will not be the same case with Ghostwire Tokyo. And let's look at the options before we actually get in. English, yeah, I want the Japanese audio language. Oh, there's frequency between autosaves. You can turn off autosaves, or... Huh. Let's do 5 minutes. Camera bob strength. Adjust how much the camera bobs as the player moves. That I can enable later. Disable the time limits for events that would normally have a clock ticking down. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping that on. Controls. Adaptive triggers. Aim assist. Let's take aim assist off for a bit. Oh, okay, camera acceleration, deceleration... I'll have to see what it's like in the game. Sprint, crouch, controller button assignments. So L3 is sprint, L1 is block, circle is crouch, X is jump, L2 is to interact with things. What kind of a button is that? I'll probably have to get used to this. I don't feel right with L3 being the sprint button, but I'll probably have to get used to that. Let's see here. Change ethereal weaving element with R1. Hand seal energy, toggle flashlight. Okay. UI, subtitle font size. Subtitles on, player info UI. Lock minimap. Lock the minimap to the cardinal directions rather than rotating it to map. No, I want that off. I don't like it when the minimap is locked to the cardinal directions. Makes it hard to read the map at times. Minimap frame size. Minimap size. I think that's fine the way it is. Show compass. Choose whether or not the compass should be displayed on screen. I'll keep that on. Reticle on, obviously. Pop-up UI. Level up and mission start / completion notifications on, definitely. Graphics. Yeah, obviously the performance mode. Motion blur quality. I'll keep that as it is. Oh, so it's one of those games where you have to actually save your changes. It doesn't automatically save. Okay, so that should do for the options right now, but let's actually get into the game. Oh, we already have access. Look at that. We have access to the highest difficulty. None of that Resident Evil Village bullshit, the Resident Evil, 3 remake bullshit, where you have to play through the easier difficulties to unlock the hardest difficulty. And actually, I'm surprised because in the Evil Within 1 and Evil Within 2, you had to play through the earlier difficulties to unlock the highest difficulty. I mean, with Akumo difficulty, I would have rather had it unlocked at the start. Classic difficulty is a shit difficulty in the Evil Within 2, so I don't really care either way. But they're allowing me to play the hardest difficulty immediately, so that is a really good design choice. Or for all we know, this is not the highest difficulty. But let's see what Tatari difficulty is. For players who enjoy split-second decisions being the difference between life and death, all XP rewards will be set at 0? What does that mean? And you'll be unable to change the difficulty without starting a new game. That's fine. But also, one thing I should definitely do is lower the master volume a bit, because when I was testing the audio in this menu, It was kind of hard to hear my voice, so I think 70 is a good place to be at. Yeah, save the changes. I don't know what it means by all XP rewards will be set at 0, but I imagine if you're playing on the easier difficulties and you go to Tatari difficulty, this whole system of all XP rewards will be set at 0 will matter a lot more to those people, but in my case, since I'll be doing this blind playthrough on the hardest difficulty, this shouldn't be too bad. Let's see. Okay, so it's just an outfit that I got with the pre-order bonus. So this game takes place in Tokyo. I can't wait to see how detailed this whole entire area looks. What the hell happened here? Is that the guy who possesses the main character? I think it is. I forget what his name is. They did say his name when they were going over the gameplay for Ghostwire Tokyo. Let's hope that if Tango Gameworks can deliver one of the greatest video game characters with Sebastian Castellanos, maybe they'll do the same here with this guy. So was this guy involved in an accident, and because he was near death, that's why that spirit was able to possess him? It's just like Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, where where Celebrimbor was able to possess Yeah, it must be like that with Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, but his name is Akito. Right, that's right, I remember that name. Those are some pretty genuine screams, I love them. So interesting how we're starting off in the conflict already. I'm guessing that's part of the mystique aspect of this game, where we have to figure out why this is happening. Here they come. It's just like Spirited Away. If you haven't watched Spirited Away, it is definitely a masterpiece of a movie. It seems like it's a very similar case. Only it seems like I think these spirits are coming from the afterlife into the real world.
私だけが君たちを救う。君たちの魂は純化され、来るべき世界の礎となる。すでに器は整った。それは魂の住まうべきところだ。さあ、集え。良き終わりはそこにある。
Oh no. Is he offering those souls to those specters? Well, what is that? I think these entities are part of Japanese folklore.
何言ってんだよ。そもそもあんた一体。おい、抵抗するな。だからもう俺のもんだ。お前はさっき死んだ。俺が出ていけばお前は終わる。そんな。どうすれば。お前に選択肢などない。俺に従え。嫌だ。僕にはやらなきゃいけないことがある。やらなきゃいけないこと知るかい。うだうだ言うなら他を探す。お前は終わりだ。他
You want a body, go to a cemetery. Or the corpse is too rotted out for you.
この体は僕のものだ。あんたの指示は受けない。そうかよ。だったら力ずくで奪うまでだ。
Oh boy. He's trying to kill him in order to gain full possession of his body. How is he resisting? Oh, I can feel the controller vibrations. Oh, it's so satisfying.
だが忘れるな。お前の命を握ってるのは俺だ。あんまりダダをこねるようならお払い箱だからな。分かったら早く進め。指図するな。
Oh, and now we're controlling.
動きがぎこちないが、まあいいだろう。
Those look a lot like Mobius, the actual administrator in Mobius. Let's get into this. So it's R2 to attack, obviously. Hold L1 to block. Okay. Whoa! Yeah. So you have to actually collect energy in order to use your attacks. I hope this game isn't so heavily like RPG, where you have to be of a certain level to even deal with simple enemies. So like those enemies we just fought, what do you bet there is going to be like some kind of section later on in the city where you have to be a certain level within that zone, and those enemies that we just fought are of a higher level. So like we dealt with them so easily, but the same enemy will be of a higher level later on, and then we just have to level up like crazy to do something that we could easily do had this whole arbitrary level statistic not been at play Like, it's those kind of mechanics that just make you realize you are in a game, not within this world.
それもそうだな。
I hope to God Tango Gameworks hasn't embraced the RPG design.
先にお前が話したら教えてやるよ。それにしてもひどい景色だ。
I guess I can't go into this mist right now. Let me actually take a look at some of the shops. I wonder how detailed this world is. There's the jump. You get quite a lot of height on your jump. This camera is a little slow for me right now. Let me just... Let me put it at 50. Oh, there's a couple of diamonds on the map that show my path, it looks like. I'm guessing navigation will be important if they're putting in that kind of mechanic. Nope. Alright. Yeah, so, when these people disappear, their clothes are just left behind. Okay, so I imagine this is not going to work. So R3 is melee. Or not. Okay, that would work. Ether and crystallized ether. Okay. You will come across crystallized ether that can be destroyed with ethereal weaving, which is R2, or with strike attacks, which is R3. Doing so will shatter the deposit and release a shower of ether. Absorbing ether restores SP, the energy used to perform ethereal weaving attacks. Defeating visitors will also procure ether. So those were the enemies I just fought. I think that's what all those enemies, they are visitors. I've never heard of a game where L2 is your interact button. So, is there a way to restore health using the SP? I mean, I know it's just for ether attack. Oh. Is there stuff on the ground? I wonder why, the format for this menu is technology-based. It's using a techno format rather than a mythological format. I wonder why it's like that. Like, look at all the format of the background, for instance. It looks like it's a techno background, which is rather odd for a game based on mythology. But I'm glad, because I like a techno background. A young man named Akito zips through Shibuya on his motorcycle, only to end up in a terrible accident at the Scramble Crossing. He emerges miraculously unharmed until a mysterious voice begins speaking into his mind. With a town now utterly devoid of any other human life, Akito decides to head for the local hospital to check on his sister Mari. Akito makes his way to the hospital to check on his sister, but finds Shibuya truly is deserted, and worse, overrun with monsters. He makes use of his powers he has gained as a result of KK. So KK is the name of the spirit inside of his body right now. As a result of KK's possession in order to fight his way to the hospital. So I like that they give those summaries. This is something that games should do more often. They should provide these little summaries so that they piece together important information so that you don't get confused as to what happened. It's nice that they've given the names. Like, I was talking a lot while they were busy talking, so I might have missed out on a couple of things, but it's good that Tango Gameworks has learned from the evil within too. Paste in registration card to Kyoko Kudo. So is there unlimited sprint in this game? They're sealing the way in.
あいつら何してるんだ。ああやって体を失った魂を集めてるんだよ。何のために。あの世に連れ去るか、そのまま自分た
The
ちの命を
underworld.
するか。どちらにしてもあの魂は救われない。止めなきゃ。待て、あいつらはまだこっちの。
Your footsteps make less noise when crouched.
らないようしゃがみながら背後に近づけ。
Sneak up behind an enemy unnoticed to defeat them instantly. But this is probably dependent upon levels. It's probably dependent upon levels. Like, you can see the level at the top right of the screen. Oh, and I just gained access to a skill point. Gaining a synergy level grants spirits skill points. You can check your current skill points and spend them in the skills menu. Note that block paths of the various spirit skill trees require Makatama to unlock. Takehaya 1 charge attack spirit skill. Okay, so wind weaving allows you to blast weak but rapid gusts of air. Okay. Alright. Enables you to perform charged ethereal weaving attacks. You have to hold R2, so that makes a lot of sense. Oh, and I have 10 skill points. The properties of which vary based on the element equipped. Wind, shoot 2 homing bursts of wind in rapid succession. Water, shoot a blade of water 4 meters in diameter. Fire, shoot a fireball that explodes with a 4-meter radius. Okay. So by going up 1 synergy level, I gained access to 10 skill points. It looks like. Definitely makes sense. It is a hospital, so I imagine there would be people in comas, people that are dead. Makes a lot of sense. Well, I will say though, this hospital looks better than America's hospitals. Definitely seems like a wide enough space, and its coloration looks a little bit better. What? I didn't charge it all the way. Oh wow. You have to charge it for quite a while. Okay, so it's just holding L2. Based on what it looked like in the trailer, I thought you had to like use a resist mechanic where you had to move the right analog stick in a certain direction to fight their attack, but it doesn't seem like it. Okay. What is that? That's like, of course, it's gonna be like that kind of game. Just finding food just allows you to restore your health. At least it's not food sitting in a dungeon. So you can restore health by eating or drinking consumables. In addition to restoring health, each food or drink you consume will grant a slight permanent boost to your max HP. Okay, so it's like the medkits from Evil Within, where if you use them at full health, specifically in Evil Within 1, not Evil Within 2, it would actually increase your max HP a bit. Or was it always at full health? I think you could also use it at partial health as well. From the inventory menu, you can equip consumables to quickly use later when needed. Let me actually try that. Wrong button. Inventory. So I currently have this equipped. Small round pieces of star-shaped hard candy made by cooking sugar down. You know, I think I've had konpeito before. It looks very familiar. I think I've had such a candy before. It is pretty good. Because it's pure sugar, obviously. But let's look at the ability tree real quick. You're not ready for this yet. Looks like it's the case here. Faster sneaking, a 30% boost in movement speed while crouched. Okay, so Magatama is the equivalent to red gel from the Evil Within 2. It's used to unlock new tiers, basically. Faster sneaking. Ether Shakedown. Causes ether to appear when hitting enemies with strike attacks. Oh, that could be handy. Approximately double the amount of ether. Okay, so these seem like enhancements to fundamental abilities. Obviously, movement while crouch is a fundamental thing, but these sort of enhance those. Causes ether to appear when you successfully perform a perfect block by blocking the moment an enemy attack is about to land. Okay. So what else do we have? Increases the HP restored by enemy core extraction to 10. Oh, okay, so you restore HP by extracting an enemy's core. Extends the amount of time the enemy cores are exposed. Okay. Increases speed of an enemy core extraction to 1.5 times. Alright. Allows you to directly grab and crush enemy cores at close range. Press L2 when near an enemy with an exposed core to trigger. Why would this be a skill? This seems like such a basic thing to do. I mean, you're close to an enemy. You can just easily put your hand in there and grab it. Why is this an ability? That's fucking stupid. That's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. Like, there has to be some kind of visual justification as to why you can't just simply put your hand in there and grab it. That seems kind of dumb. Increases damage to downed enemies. Okay. Allows you to use Quick Purge on downed enemies. Press L2 when near a downed enemy to activate. So just like on any downed enemy, like they don't necessarily have to be near death. Like if I knock down an enemy that has like 90% of their HP, does that immediately allow me to grab it? I wonder if that's what it means. So it seems like these abilities, a lot of them are just kind of enhancements to fundamental abilities. Or rather, all of them are. Except for, I don't know what these skills are. But these, oh, my fault. 1 second. But like, these abilities, they enhance fundamental... Why do I keep going off of that? Oh, my fault. That's why. But like, these abilities just seem to enhance fundamental abilities. So not exactly new abilities, they're just enhancements to fundamental abilities you already have. So calling them abilities seems kind of redundant. And just kind of like a mismessaging, basically. But these seem like new abilities. But some of them just feel like basic abilities, though. Like, these are just enhancements to fundamental abilities. But then this feels like such a basic ability that you should have at the beginning of the game, but it's turned into an upgrade because they couldn't think of anything else to do. And they just wanted to complement that sense of progression. They wanted some incentive for the player to even indulge in the ability, so if they just gave you access to the melee core grab immediately, there would be no reason to go into the abilities tree aside from enhancing your fundamental abilities. And this ground attack, the ground attack is another fundamental ability. But this is another dumb thing as well, like, a downed enemy with their core exposed. Just the general concept of having an enemy's core exposed and then grabbing it using your weaving. You should be able to do that regardless of what state the enemy is in. It's common sense. Like, the whole action of enemies exposing their core is independent of what kind of state they're in. That doesn't make any sense for it to be an ability. It's a waste of space, if you ask me. Like, Dying Light 2 made some very similar mistakes, but hopefully this game doesn't make similar mistakes. But let's look at the ethereal weaving. Increase the fire rate. Yeah, another fundamental enhancement, obviously. Increase the number of shots fired for charged wind weaving attacks. Okay. Not ready for this yet. Yeah, a lot of these abilities are just enhancements to fundamental abilities. Like, really, what they should be doing instead is they should give you, like, this should be the fire rate for your abilities. But, like, every single skill in these trees should be new. They should be new, not, like, enhancements to fundamental abilities. But I guess in some ways that's a good thing though, because then it doesn't lead to overly complicated gameplay and like complicated for the sake of being complicated rather than complicated for actual good reasons. Like this is one thing that I'm definitely glad is not the case too much, but like I don't know, like it doesn't sit right with me right now, but maybe I'll think differently as we get through the game. The equipment menu. You're not ready for this. Oh, consumables. Okay. Yeah, so I'm kind of on edge with the ability system so far, especially after playing Dying Light 2. But hopefully, I'll think differently about it. Oh shit, he found me. That was an instant detection. Oh! Nice. I did a perfect block. Blocking immediately before an enemy attack will trigger a perfect block. A perfect block will parry an attack without taking any damage whatsoever. Okay, so blocking causes you to take damage. Okay. See, this is dumb! His core is exposed. I should be able to grab it without the need for an upgrade. Alright. Yeah, but the enemies spot you very quickly, so you have got to be careful. But see that just then? Like, he plunged his hand into the core and he grabbed it without the need for that upgrade. So, this whole ability right here, this whole ability where you just press L2 to do a melee core grab, he did that just then. So is this like a combat upgrade? So you have access to the Predator ability for this melee core grab, but not the combat grab. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Whoa, what did she just do? She did something just then. That was sloppy. Thought I could stealth attack that visitor on the chair. It would just let me do it, but I couldn't. That's another thing as well. Can you shoot into a wall to distract enemies? I gotta test that out when I get the chance. Oh. Gotta say, I love the performance of this game so far. Evil Within 1 had some frame rate issues, obviously because it was the first game. Evil Within 2 had a consistent 30 FPS. At times, the frame rate on the unlocked version could actually have some stuttering, but no stutters because of the performance mode. Thank you, PS5. She looked like she was wearing a mask. Shiruko. Grilled rice crackers flavored with soy sauce. When someone in Japan mentions senbei, this is the kind they're usually talking about. Oh, shiruko. Okay, a kind of shiruko. Japanese dessert consisting of sweet red bean paste with balls of mochi in it. Sounds delicious. I'll have to go this way. Oh. Really, they're reusing that scream effect? I've heard that woman scream effect way too many times.
ここはまともな状態じゃないぞ。
Ah, we're going with this, aren't we?
落ち着け。目に見えることをすべて信じるな。
Can't trust your eyes. Nice. Whoa. This looks like the water room from the Evil Within 2. Wait, isn't this where we meet? I've seen this before in the trailer. Yeah, we do meet him here. Observer.
計画は完全となる。触るな。誰だ。人間？もう一人。
KK. That's a new word, nescient.
まだ肉体などにしがみついているのか。今度こそ逃がさねえ。意志の力か。興味深い。だがお前は後回しだ。周りに触れるなと言ったよ。そうか、お前の案ずるな。私なら彼女を救ってやれる。
Whoa. Oh my god, again. Just like Evil Within 2.
何もしなければな。現世の時間で3秒。呼吸1回分で終わりだ。嫌だ。まだ死ねない。一つだけ方法がある。体をよこせ。妹は助けてやる。あんたを信じろってのか。無理にとは言わん。このままお前は死に、妹はあいつに蹂躙される。それだけだ。僕は消えるのか。さあな。祈れ。 はマリー。僕は伊月明人だ。今さら自己紹介かよ。まあいい。KK だ。
Oh, he gave up his real name.
KK。マリオ頼む。
He is a literal dead man walking.
「俺には戸締まりしろってうるさいくせにこれだよ。マリー。
So I'm guessing in some ways he blames himself for Mari's state.
おい、しっかりしてくれよ。僕は消えなかったのか。神様に感謝するんだな。ちった見られる顔になったじゃねえか。黙れ。で、体はもらっていいんだよな。約束はしていない。現に僕はここにいる。おい、裏切んなよ。裏切ってない。まあいい。居心地はだいぶ良くなったぜ。妹を連れて行ったやつの居場所を知りたい。あいつは目的のために大掛かりな儀式をやるはずだ。じゃあそこに行けば。ああ、今みたいに返り討ちだ。
Yeah, he would.
今度は俺の行きたい場所に行ってもらうぞ。
Mission complete. City of Shadows. So you get no XP from these missions? Is that what that difficulty entails? Chapter 2, Trouble.
人がいない。みんな消えたのかな。だろうな。あいつの計画通りなら外との連絡も遮断されているはずだ。ずっとあいつを追っていたのか。ああ、やられちまったけどな。無駄話は終わりだ。行くぞ。
So Mari has been on the other side, and she's still alive, and so that guy said she'll be an observer? What does that mean, being an observer? Oh, Mecha. So Mecha's the currency of this game. I'm pretty sure we got the memo on that the fog is dangerous. So I believe to get rid of the fog, you have to cleanse certain gates? Or is that related to something else? Yeah. Oh no. Oh, they found me. So can I lose combat? Like, can I run away from these guys and they'll lose me? How good is the last known position on this game? He's losing me. He's actually losing me. Yeah, when he puts his hand away, you've gotten out of combat. So that could be very helpful. Oh, did he hear me just then? Come on, go away. There we go. That's right, come over here. Better hide. So there is a last known position mechanic on this game. That is good design. Also, how silent are these quick purge attacks? Okay, so he didn't hear me just then. Nice. Hold to cleanse the Torii gate. Yeah, the fog went away. What is that?
いいぞ、浄化はできるみたいだな。おい、社の中を調べてみろ。片白か、使えそうだ。
Katashiro? Doll-like objects shaped like humans. They are made of paper or wood and have been employed as tools in Japanese sorcery since ancient times. In Shinto ceremonies known as ohare, katashiro are rubbed on ailing parts of the body to absorb the corruption contained within. They're then discarded in a medium-like water to complete the purification process. In addition to their cleansing capabilities, katashiro can house divine spirits. Those who possess spiritual power can therefore utilize them as a vessel to contain spirits that continue to wander the earth after death. So basically they're used to remove bad spirits from the body, but also house divine spirits as well.
ここはもういい。目的地に行くぞ。
You have acquired 10 new katashiro. I hope there's a way to actually increase my capacity on this energy. A dog?
何に向かって吠えてるんだ?
Why hasn't he disappeared?
あれを見ろ。止めるぞ。今ならまだ助けられる。これ以上奴らに好き勝手させるな。
Oh! Yeah, you can move while grabbing the cores, by the way. Important tip to note. What do you think I'm doing, dude? Alright.
霧に飲み込まれて霊になったか。こいつらを助けられるかどうか。さっきの片白を使ってみろ。
Oh, that's what the katashiro does. Absorb 298. 298?
うまくいったか。あとは
You can use a katashiro to absorb the spirits you come across through Shibuya. Bring absorbed spirits to a phone booth to transfer them to safety. Oh.
公衆電話はないか。
今時そんなもの。
いいから探せ。
Do they still have phone booths? What, this is your first time in Shibuya and you never used a phone booth before? What is that? Oh, more of them. Oh, you can hear their conversations. And there's a... Why haven't the dogs been absorbed?
あったよ。
受話器を取れ。俺が繋ぐ。
何これ。
エドが作った装置だ。そこに片白をかざせ。
Who's Ed?
霧で霊になったやつはこれで外に送れば元に戻るはずだ。
この装置。
You.
あいつ。
余計なことを。私だけが彼らを救えると言ったはずだ。邪魔をするな。お前は誰も救えない。
He killed them.
邪魔するなだと。なら渋谷中の霊を集めて邪魔してやるよ。
240,300 spirits. Is that supposed to be the population of Tokyo? Or Shibuya? Or... Special devices are scattered throughout Shibuya, hidden inside ordinary telephone booths. These are actually machines that transport the spirits you've absorbed with Katashiro to safety outside the barrier. A friend of KK's named Ed awaits their arrival and will help them become living humans once more. The more spirits you send, the more XP you'll be rewarded with, so try to save as many more of them as you can. Okay. Unlike humans, animals have not vanished. They live and continue to roam the streets of Shibuya. You can use spectral vision to communicate with any local critters and see what they have to say? Huh.
エドって人はどこかで生きてるのか。
その予定だ。ほとんどのことが想定外だ。どうなってるかわからん。
Yellow ether crystals. As you explore Shibuya, you may occasionally come across shining yellow ether crystals. They will award you with valuable mecha when shattered, so be sure to take advantage of them. Okay. Oh, more spirits. So the fact that they're having these conversations, is this a whole situation of they're in a state of limbo? So it's like, at the point at which the fog came around, they were having this conversation. And so, theoretically, they're in a realm where time doesn't flow, so that's what leads to the state of limbo. So maybe when Ed turns them back into human, they'll act like they started off from that point before the fog actually came around. That's why they're having these conversations, these residual parts.
今はいい。先を急げ。
Black slime is a hazardous form of ectoplasmic residue, toxic to both body and soul. Very dangerous. That's a quote from Ghostbusters Remastered if you don't know. But this seems like a black slime mechanic. That time I hit the pot at a distance. Is there a... Oh shit! These guys take a beating. Oh wow, he just immediately stands up. What the hell? Why does this give me metamycete vibes? Black fungi bonding with bacterial colonies to create the metamycete. Where you have like fungi growing. Oh,
使えるものがあるかもな。
this is quite an interesting change of atmosphere.
何あれ猫
あれは妖怪だな。
A yokai,
人がいな
yeah.
くなったから出てきやがったのか。
Oh, this is interesting.
片潮があるな。持っている数が多ければ効率的に霊を救えるぞ。
They sell katashiro.
何か使い道があるのかな。
珍しいものが売ってるな。
Oh, they have quotes for each individual item.
キュウリだけ持っていてもな。こういうの意外と買っちゃうんだよな。
Wow, you must be living quite the high life. Buying sweets all the time. No, not a care in the world, huh? It's all just sweets. It's all sweets. There's no, like, rice, there's no noodles. Oh, there's noodles here.
好きなんだよな。
Wow. His sister is in trouble and he's taking the time to actually, like, make all these, side comments. It's almost about as strange as the whole, shooting range mechanic in The Evil Within 2. I mean, Lily is in danger, but Sebastian is taking the time to make all these side comments when he actually scores a really high score in the gun range. Wow. I'm guessing, Mari's fate is not such a high prioritized thought at the moment. Let's see here. Kibi dango, 3-color dango, mitarashi dango, strawberry daifuku, red bean ohagi, dorayaki, sakura nochi, canned mackerel, canned sukiyaki. It looks like they all do the same health restoration. They restore the same amount of health. Aside from these. But let's get the cheapest one. So the cheapest one is... it's actually these. These... Oh, no, the 3-color dango is the cheapest one, it seems. Let's buy some. Oh, you only... okay, so there's a max. So, you can't get unlimited items. It seems like these shops have limited items.
買い物の待ち時間が一番辛いな。
悪かったね。
Oh, I love the color. You have all these different colors contrasting with the white background. I don't know what it is about Japan, but they have really nice color palettes. Landmark discovered. In the past, this was the heart of Shibuya, once featuring the largest department store in Tokyo filled with famous brands. Now it remains as an old, nostalgic area that still retains the atmosphere of a bygone era. A hotel hub in Sancho, the prominent entertainment district in Shibuya, lined with rows of flashy buildings but decked in neon lights. The area's low-cost, no-frills hotels are frequented by workers who have missed the last train.